Yeah.
Twins pod.
Yeah, but we first came across you. It was back during COVID,
Yeah.
and you was in that battle against the New Jersey governor.
My boy Phil Murphy.
Yeah, now I was just that entire experience with COVID was such an eye-opening experience for us, and sure for you. And it's like, what do you think was their ultimate goal when they was going against your gym like that?
Well, going against our gym, I think in particular, it was more of making an example out of.
Right.
You know, in the same way that you see what they're doing with the January 6th protesters, which with, you know, anybody who defends themselves on the subway, you know, they're trying to, I think, set an overall tone that, like, you're going to listen to what we say,
Right.
or we're going to crush you, you know, and we're going to do it in whatever way we please. You know, but I think so that's why things got so crazy is because we just kept saying no.
Right.
You know, so these people don't know what to do when you chin check them, right? When they push you and you push them back.
Right.
And that's why it got to the point where we were like taking doors off of the hinges and you know the
I
gym was
remember
open for 24/7 and then we
Right.
kicked plywood doors down after they
I
boarded
saw
them
that.
up and you know it got to the point where it was lunacy because we just kept, you know, they'd stick their finger in our face and we'd stick our finger right back. But I think the overall goal, especially with the COVID lockdowns, was I think that was just step one of really the kneecapping of the middle class that we now see today. I mean, look at how hard it is for just your average family to get by. You know,
middle class is pretty much gone in this country.
Yeah, well, they're on the ropes. You know, they're definitely on the ropes, and it's all of the things that COVID set into motion are now coming into full fruition. Where you know you've destroyed a generation of small businesses in an environment where it's already hard. Small business is already hard. I mean, you guys are entrepreneurs. It's it's not easy to bet on yourself and to make your own money. And this country was once a country that was the majority. It was people who were self-employed in some regard or another. And slowly but surely you see a complete flipping of that. And COVID was like the knockout blow. I mean, generations of small businesses went out of business, never to come back. And now you have more and more people working with the same corporations that will happily sort of cooperate and twist your arm to make you do things that the government tells them to do. So. Yeah,
and majority
COVID was an attack on the middle class.
Yeah, majority was from the left, you know, and I find it so disingenuous when they say, I'm sure you're facing censorship. We have on Facebook, and their biggest argument on the left, you can't tell a private organization how to run their business. But then, yet and still, they tell you can't open your fucking gym. I was like, it's the biggest hypocrisy I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't make any sense. It's like everything they say is just a walking fallacy, those people. Their logic, their ideology on government just lacks logic in all facets. Yeah, and it's like people in your gym, these are like people are in great shape. Yeah. And that was the biggest factor that defeated COVID. Yeah. The people that died from COVID was fat fucks that had 1 foot in the grave. Yeah. If you was healthy, absolutely. You didn't have a problem with it. And it's like at the time you was trying to close your gym down, you could go in Walmart and shop. Yeah. You could go out and do all your shopping, but for some reason, people was in good shape.
You could go to the liquor store.
Yeah. You could go to the liquor store. You could do all these things, but people working out in the gym. People was buying dildos on Amazon. I said that wrong. How you say dildo? Dildos. I said dildos. A dildo on Amazon.
You gotta say it quick. Yeah.
It's like they bend over backwards for the big corporations, but for the little man, they didn't care. Yeah. Like for us, we didn't have much pushback because we just came to the office and went and go. Nobody told us what we could do. Yeah. But I remember we was in another office. I remember my hairdresser. She couldn't go to work. They closed down a business. She went out of business. Yeah.
And that was probably a woman who either provides for her family in cooperation with her husband or you know whatever or is providing for herself or is a single mother.
Yep. And she's a black woman. The people they swore to protect.
Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of the one, I think, upside to COVID and then everything else that has kind of passed as a result of it is like they keep screwing people over and they're destroying their own identity politics sort of narrative, right? Like, hypothetically, this black woman, she was probably a Democrat voter at one point, at least at one point or another.
Yeah. She probably is a Democrat.
And you screw these people over, and the way that they screw everybody over, it starts making people start to think, at least. And now this woman's like, wait, these people that I vote for just ruin my business. Just set me back 6 months or whatever it is. Right. So there's an upside to it if people are conscious enough to look around and wonder not only like what's happening to them, but who's doing it.
Right.
I think is the most important thing.
What's sad about that is a lot of people's not conscious.
No.
These people are like pretty much brain dead. Yeah. I remember at one point you got arrested. Yeah. And for opening the gym. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think you were just sleeping in the gym.
Bench pressing.
Yeah. You try to go in there and get some lifts in. You get arrested.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I bet you the abortion clinics were open.
They sure were.
Of course they were.
They sure were. Absolutely.
But eventually you end up selling the gym.
Yeah.
And moving. Where did you move to?
Florida.
Yeah. Good move, my friend.
North Florida. Yes, it's a very, very good move. At the end of the gym, I actually started running for Congress.
Yeah.
And that was the stupidest idea I ever had. But
why do you say that? Too many skeletons? I know I got them.
Well, sure, that's one of them. Absolutely. Yeah. I dramatically underestimated the level of fuckery in politics. Like you think and then you see it from that level where there's so many layers to that rotten onion that we have.
And it's on both sides.
And it's on both sides. I mean, the GOP fought me harder than the DNC did in the primary. They outspent me 10-1. Their campaign was nothing but negative. They didn't run on a platform at all. It was just don't vote for that guy.
Right.
And there's good reason to. But I'm a regular dude. I have tons of mistakes. What they'll do is they'll prop up a polished turd instead of it will.
Right. Exactly.
It's somebody that that they can bury their stuff far enough, and then they just prop them up, and it's somebody who doesn't have their own value system.
Yeah, they're beholden to them.
Yeah, it's just what do my donors want? So that's the guy that especially that the GOP and it's the DNC too. That's the person they want. But I really underestimated the how hard it was going to be. Yeah. We were riding off of a huge wave of sort of notoriety from COVID, and it started. People would chant Ian for governor during the days at the gym, and it was like kind of like just this when I would go speak. It was like this thing, and then like people were like, "No, you should really run for governor." And then people, like there was like a team of people who were like, "We'll work for you. We'll volunteer." And I didn't want to run for governor because the fight was still going on. That was we're an off-cycle year in Jersey, and then I decided, I thought to myself, okay, we did a really good job stopping these people, right? But like, we're always the problem with the American citizenry is we're always playing defense. Like we're always running to the fight. Like it's like, oh, we got to stop them from this, so we have to mobilize really quick and call. But like we're never taking the fight to the politicians. So I thought maybe I could run. Big mistake running federally. I should have focused my energy on the state or the local level. So much more important. I can't even put it into words. If I would have got elected, I would have been one of 500 assholes, and they all vote the same way on the things that they want. I mean, there's never any resistance on spending bills. There's never any resisting on foreign aid to Ukraine, to this place for gender studies, for Israel to drop bombs. There's never any resistance. So I would just be there. I wouldn't really be making a change at the state and at the local level. You can really, you have a better chance of getting in.
Right.
But B, you have a much more just tangible impact, I think. You can change the community around you.
Right.
And until we lock that up, we're just throwing ice cubes at the sun. It's just you look at people, and it's not that I don't like these people. You look at people like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz, and it's like, what bills have they passed? They put forth some great bills, but they just get squashed. It's like, and they're like the outcasts of, and we like them because they say what we feel, and they are fighting for the January 6th people, but all the January 6th people are still fucking screwed. So they're just overpowered by the other 450, establishment people.
Right. So. Yeah, we had RFK Jr. Recently, and he brought up the same fact that the people for the DNC and RNC, they are hand chosen by those parties, and it's not really up to the people anymore. It's who they want to present to.
Yeah, it's BlackRock, it's the big donors.
Yeah, like RFK Jr. said, he could easily beat Biden. I mean, everybody knows that.
In an open contest, it would be like playing basketball on the kids' court.
Yeah. Right.
With like with Biden, and he's sleeping. Like he's not even playing.
And I do not get that. Do y'all want to win or lose? Like, you have a much better opportunity if you picked RFK Jr. over Joe Biden. It doesn't make any sense.
The thing is, but they did this to Ron Paul back in 2004.
Right.
Ron Paul ran as a Republican, but he's like very much call him a conservative libertarian.
Right.
Excellent, smart guy. He was a congressman. He was a congressman. Really has great ideas. Wants to actually do stuff like end the Fed. Things that actually matter. And he ran a hell of a campaign, and he had the same sort of support that RFK does, maybe even greater. And they just boxed him out. They just didn't let him come to debates. And it's
Yeah.
So none of this is new. Now I think it's just so in your face that they don't care. It's like, what are you going to do about it?
We got an important announcement for y'all. A damn important announcement.
So do.
The value of the American dollar is getting weaker and weaker. And don't believe Biden and his lying media.
He's a liar.
When he tell you there's no inflation.
Inflation's going crazy. Look, you see it all around you. You got grocery bills, real estate market, gas prices, everything's going up.
Everything going on.
Yeah, it's because the strength of our dollar is going down. Just like y'all, we've been trying to find different places to put our money, keep it secure, because every day the Fed is printing money.
Yeah,
non-stop.
Like it's monopoly money. And of course, mainstream news outlets.
Yeah, they ain't going to talk about it.
Yeah, they're not going to cover it. So we go to Dr. Kurt Elliott for all our economy updates.
That's a damn good white man.
Damn good white man.
That's a damn good white man.
And he's smart too.
Yeah, he is.
Dr. Kurt Elliott is a precious metals expert and has been working in the gold and silver market for over 20 years.
That's a long time.
Yes.
20 years?
Yeah, that's why we partnered with Dr. Kurt. Go to Hodgetwinsgold.com.
Signing up is totally free, and Dr. Kurt's team of advisors will listen to all your concerns you may have about your economic future, talk you through the right plan that especially fits your needs.
Go to Hodgetwinsgold.com. It's not our gold. It's just our website. Go to Hodgetwinsgold.com right now and secure your economic future today for you and your family.
Man, I wish I had me some gold in my basement.
Yeah.